So let's sit back, enjoy, and hope we have a super match. Federer to get us underway.
Federer won the spin of the coin. You thought he might say to Safin, seeing that it's your birthday, why don't you choose? But he didn't. Said, I'll serve. Well, I mentioned him hammering away at the backhand side. This is not a bad tactic because he has got a wonderful two-hander down the line, Safin. And he can open up by first going to the backhand.
Gives you a different serve, almost every serve, doesn't he?
Yes, 3 second serves, unlike his opening game against Agassi when there were 2 aces in it. A love service game against the American.
An ace to seal the opening game. One of the things that has leaked out in terms of the work that Tony Roach and Federer will be doing is a higher percentage of first serves whilst maintaining the quality of the first serve, as Fru has been saying throughout the championships. But it's been very secretive, actually, the work. Not many interviews that Tony Roach has actually given to say what sort of work is going to be in progress. And I guess that's as much to do with Federer, Fru. He's not a limelight type of guy.
No, he isn't, and frankly, nor is Roach. And also, Roach has been a very busy man. He's been helping a few of the Australian women as well.
.130 miles per hour. 209 Ks.
He, I think, has got to serve around about 60, over 60% first serve in the match, Safin.
Well, there's the improvement in the backhand. Plain for all to see.
Well, Safin giving himself a big target here, going for the backhand, but notice how much down the middle that was, and so was the previous shot. Quite a good tactic against the two-hander, of course. Make them bend forward and low, bring them in, and then you can either go deep, or if they come in, of course, you've got the option of then passing them. And remember, Santoro loves to play people like Safin because he drop shots them a lot, brings them in.
He's got the amazing ability, hasn't he, Fru, of not only making returns, but making them well against the biggest servers.
Well, he's certainly not starting as aggressively, as vigorously, Federer, as he did against Agassi. 2 forehands really he could well have made here. Against Agassi he was in top form really right from the word go. It's definitely a little edgy on both parts, which you would expect, but just sometimes players at this level can hide their nerves.
Let's service.
Yes, it'll come on, he says to himself. Well, he defended himself well there, Federer. 132 miles per hour, reaching the quickest. I suppose it's just an early sign of the respect each other have for their opponents' games.
Yes, I think that, and for the event. It is, after all, one of the 4 majors. A huge match. Well, a particularly good get there by Safin. That was very well stretched. Yeah, it seems to me he's not quite as concentrated on the backhand as he was in Houston, feeling that if he's got the short ball, the open court, he's going to go for it. And what he's saying, of course, is that, hey, I've got the power. Federer may be quick, but he's not going to be quick enough for my power.
Love game for Federer. It's 2-1. No breaks in the early stages. First set. Super crowd in, as you would expect. A 15,000-seater will be packed. It's a super atmosphere. It always is for the evening sessions here, the night matches. And let's hope we don't get too many storms that will interrupt. They are forecast. Roof is open. And no breaks after the first 3 games. It's with serve. 1-2 first set.
Sit quickly, please, behind the players. Thank you.
Won 88% of points behind his first serve when he got it in against Herbati. Didn't get a whole lot in there. His serving was under 50%, which of course means that he won a very high percentage of points on his second serve. Served 14 aces against Herbati.
The ball stays hit, doesn't it?
Probably Safin's equivalent of the slam dunk, this. Remember that flying Sampras shot where he used to get up so much higher.
Remember the performance that Safin put in against him in the final of the US in the year 2000 as well. Surely one of the best ever. Had more of a target as he levels the opening set, Safin, against Sampras, but I suppose it's going to be more of the same here. He's got to bludgeon his way to victory, hasn't he?
Yes, Sampras, of course, coming in a lot, which pleased Safin and also pleased Hewitt when they met, whereas Federer will not come in as much. So he's going to have to hit past the man at the baseline or hope for errors. That serve has been working better and better for Federer as the months roll by. And of course, that's the same action.
Yes.
Such good movement there by Federer to make space for the forehand with the ball hit hard at him.
It's only the second point won against Federer's serve so far in the match. Comfortable service game. 3-2 lead for Roger Federer in the opening set. Welcome back. And Fru, I know you've been an admirer of Federer's ever since you started to see him play, but were you surprised at how quickly it suddenly all came together for the domination that we've seen?
A little surprised, although there were always signs. For instance, on the backhand, I can remember there's the great Rosewall, Muscles Rosewall, who will be presenting the trophy, the Norman Brooks Trophy, to the men's singles winner on Sunday. But I can remember when Federer's backhand first clicked against Krajicek in Vienna, an indoor match. You know, he didn't win everything in sight then, but there was real improvement there. And of course, since then, it's come on stronger. The forehand was always good, but it struck form, I think, almost at Wimbledon, when he first won Wimbledon. It really seemed to bear tremendous fruit. Got up just a little high on him. Seemed to be suggesting he should have blocked it rather than chopped the ball back. That's where his hands are so gracious and so lightning quick. I mean, pretty quick serve, 213 Ks, 132 miles an hour. And Federer almost lazily just turning the hand and the fingers.
Well, it's very much on as even in the opening set. Very little to choose between them. And as you said at the beginning, through the first set could be so crucial here, particularly for Safin, of course. Federer, you would expect not to be panicking as much, especially with the head-to-heads and everything that he's achieved in the last 12 months. Well, you heard the roar. I mean, it said it all, didn't it?
Yes, there weren't only Swiss hands clapping at this. Safin drawn in again. Look, he's just that side of the centre line, obviously expecting it cross court. Left just a little too much for the class shot that Federer has. Still the shot to work on for Safin, though, the Federer backhand.
Super play, and he looks dangerous when he comes forwards.
Well, I thought he could have come in earlier, but perhaps he's a little shocked by that Federer backhand early on. And here, looked just for a second as if Federer might get the ball over Safin's head, but 6'4", 1m93. I'm sure he will during the course of the match do. Here's a real chance for Safin.
Just a raised eyebrow will do. I think that call has probably been talked about for some hours, and just plucking up the courage to bring it in.
Sound like a couple of drunk coots to me. Wallabies, maybe.
.30. 3 points later, it's 4-3. And the way he kicked the ball, you get the feeling that whatever sport he would have chosen, he would have made a pretty decent living out of it. Even Stevens at the start. No breaks. Quicker balls for the 8th game. Safin 3-4.
Well, we had two Swiss on the one side, trying to work up a chorus with two Swiss on the far side, but they had as much effect as a horse yodeler in the Swiss Alps. 3 aces so far, and he needs one here.
As good as.
15-30.
Yeah, furious, because what a return. Just a little flick of the wrist.
Yes, and just didn't get his footwork right there for once.
Anything to do with the new balls through, the fact that he hits flatter?
Who, Federer or Safin?
Safin tends to hit it a little bit flatter sometimes, doesn't he? It flies a little.
Certainly seemed a little tense there. Came over it so much earlier. A couple of poor shots.
First break point of the match.
Well, quick serve out wide. 134 mph. 215 Ks. Lost his serve just once to her batty. That was in the second set. Had to save 3 break points in the first.
It's fabulous to watch, isn't it, in full flight.
Yeah, it's good to see the Russian flag, which of course has flown so high for Russian women during the course of last year at the majors. What a terrific angle he gets here.
Well held. Saving the break point, and we're level again. There, a good view of the night sky as night approaches. 25 past 8 coming up to in the evening. No sign of the storms predicted from that sky we saw. 4-all.
In aces as well. Yes, you were talking about Federer's footballing skills. Great supporter, of course, of the team in Basel, FC Basel. And Safin loves the game too, but admits to not being a very good footballer. Says he's too big, not quick enough.
Second love service game of the set for Roger Federer, showing no sign of disappointment for not converting the break point, and takes the 5-4 lead. So far in the tournament, as we've been saying through, he's not really had a major test on the scoreboard, Roger Federer. So I suppose if Safin could pinch the first set, having not having to battle his way through a match to reach the semis, could count against him, I suppose.
Could certainly prick his confidence. I mean, there have been times in his matches where he hasn't looked that great, Federer, frankly. And there have been times here. Last game might have really expected him to break through, having the break point. Not a lot he could do, really, with some of the serving. But Lundgren will really be hoping, as you say, that Safin can take the first set here, because it'll be a real dent in Federer's confidence, and conversely, it'll give Safin a huge lift. And I would expect Safin, if he wins the first set, to play so much better thereafter. Because there are times here he just looks a little tight, a little unsure, as much as he will refuse to admit that.
The win for Safin against Federer was back in Russia, in Moscow, in the year 2002 in the quarterfinals, winning 5 and 4. He's lost the last 7 sets since then, starting here in the final last year in straight sets, 6-4 and 2, then 6 and 6 in Dubai. And the Tennis Masters Cup, which Fru talked about earlier, 6-3, 7-6 with that epic tie-break in the second set. All on hard, those last 3. And remember, 26 wins in a row now for Federer. He's still got some way to go to surpass Vilas, 46 in a row from July to September 77. That's remarkable. Safin serving to stay in the opening set, 4-5. It's clever, isn't he? Because he's come in at the right time.
He has, yes. He won about 60% of his points at the net against Herbati. Came in, well, one time in 8 points, which is quite frequently for Safin, really. That was such good speed and hands from Federer, playing that ball on the crouch, on the run, because that Safin back and down the line is particularly special. He didn't hit it that well against Rochus, the Belgian, when we did that match. What a good match that was too. Olivier Rochus playing so well. Safin's backhand down the line always makes me think of Kofalnikov. When he first came upon the scene, he did so really very effectively right here, and of course always played his backhand down the line so well.
Look at the line of one of Federer's shots, thinking it might have been wide, but it's a stunner.
Yes, and he's a long way back after this too. Look at him, almost back nearer the linesman than he is the baseline.
"31 minutes played." It's 5 games all, and just the one break point offered, that by Safin, saved well. Noises of surprise from the crowd.
Just dropping his left arm and therefore the head a little too soon. Well, he reined in on the second last shot, didn't he, Safin? And then tried really to hit the bilio out of that, but really didn't connect. Because that's the problem. If you don't win those sort of points, chances are, the way that Federer's been serving, that he's going to come up with an ace or a good one.
Well, that is just fantastic. We see it so often, but it still excites.
Yes, because Safin slices this and actually plays a pretty good shot. It keeps low, but just look at Federer's movement. He had to make a lot of room for the arm, and then just very dismissive. It's not arrogance either, it's beauty.
Didn't he read it well? Oh, and then the execution.
Yes, this is what he really was looking to do with that big forehand. That's love 30.
Never any doubt, is there?
Yeah. And again, he knows he just didn't quite collect this. Seemed a little stationary, perhaps. There needed to be a little bit more body movement.
Well, what a brilliant lob though in defence. Certainly asked the question. It's the perfect response.
Yes, it made a lovely arc. It was virtually in our line of vision from our commentary box position. Clever smash by Safin. Federer's worst patch of serving, really. 4 successive missed first serves. 2 points won, 2 points lost.
Suggesting he took it late. It's 2 in a row to concede the game. Interesting, isn't it? Against Baddy, same shot, he wouldn't have missed it. He would have hit the winner. Just the fact that there's one Roger Federer down the other end, it just changes everything. Tough game, though.
Yes, it's a good point you make. I was thinking just that. Probably that's why I think you're making a good point, because that's what I was thinking. But, you know, I mean, it is the unseen pressure here. And, of course, it applies to Federer playing somebody like Agassi sometimes, and has in the past. It's just that he has got so much more confidence in his own game now. This was Safin wishing the ball out. And he did well then to regroup, didn't he? But it is that unseen pressure on Safin that is in the mind, because he knows he's got to hit the forehand and the backhand just that little bit better against Federer than he has against so many other players. because Federer's ground shots, particularly his forehand, is that good, and also he's that fast.
Again, just listen to the atmosphere. You get the feeling they're talking about what they've seen already and what this man's achieved and what he's likely to achieve. Safin, a stern test for Federer so far. 38 minutes played. Roof well and truly open. The clouds are gathering, as you see from the last time we got that view. Serving to stay in the set for the second time. Yeah, just long.
Longest rally of the match. And a good call. Federer really up on his toes. He's got a bit of a burp, I think. It's all that vodka.
Oh, he's missed it.
Would you believe it?
He's human.
What a drop shot. An unlikely position. Sort of shot that people do well, who can play it against Safin, do well against him for that reason. And then this. Wow. Munch's scream. Safin saying thank you.
It's twice he hangs his head. That was quite brave. The centre of the court is pretty clean. Well, that wasn't bad. Well, that is, well, the magician that is Roger Federer. No wonder the clenched fist. His first. He knows how good that was. Enjoy it again. Could be the difference between them in the first set. A set point. 135 miles per hour. Been very little of that throughout the tournament. Now will he go out wide again?
I think if I were him, I would, because he's too fast. The serves out that side have been that quick, as you were saying.
Second set point. That is surprising.
Yes, what I've been saying, I think it's a shot that he's working on a lot and trying to hit with a lot more, well, crunch, a lot more crispness. And they're perhaps trying for just a little too much. He was trying to keep it very low.
It's amazing the difference when you watch Federer 3 years ago. How many of those backhands would maybe have been sliced?
Or missed, in fact.
Yeah.
Or hit very much shorter.
Third set point. Third time lucky for Roger Federer. It's won his 8th set in a row against Safin. He's on his way. 7-5. Welcome back. 7-5, the opening set for Roger Federer. And you get the feeling he will only get better from here. Safin will be disappointed, but this is the semi-final of a slam. He'll still be giving it his all. Federer to get us underway at the start of the second.
That almost looked like a celebration, didn't it?
Yes.
My goodness, he climbed into that. He gets very hard on himself, does Safin.
Interesting, got the confidence to serve and volley.
Yes, he's been throwing in quite a bit of that. I would have thought that would be a feature perhaps of his play this year, quite a bit more serve volleying. First time we've seen it in the match.
So a love game to start the second set, and that was a pretty special game. He's won the set playing one way, and then suddenly serves and volleys. Says, well, let's have a go at winning it the second set a different way.
Yes, and of course one of the reasons why he didn't do a lot of it in the first set is that he knows, and I'm sure Roach would know, as we were pointing out, that Safin loves people coming to him, as Sampras did. So if Federer had serve volleyed initially without really serving as well as he can, I think Safin would have hit a lot of balls past him, and he may well not be a set up. But now that he's set up, he feels he's a lot freer really to play a much more open game. Very gregarious sort of fellow, Safin. Doesn't like to be on his own before a match, likes to chat away to his friends, doesn't sit in a corner with a coach.
Looks like we're going to see a bit more of that on the first set point. He didn't look to run round the second serve and missed the backhand return, but certainly a switch up there. Gets the cat and mouse game going.
Yes, there was one huge forehand played against Agassi, wasn't there? Of course, the Agassi serve a bit easier to run round than Safin's.
Well, he got his racket on it. Boy, how you have to work to win a solitary point.
Yeah, some lovely technique here. Stepping, or making Safin step back on the first one, then making him really stretch. And he would have felt the way he played that point, Federer, that he could well win it. So all credit to Safin for keeping up the standard.
Well done, Marat Safin. So important to stay with Federer.
You've got a feel for Safin. He's got an allergy to wine. Can you imagine going through life with an allergy to it?
It amused me in the first set, for such a connoisseur of wine, are you? But you said down the wine and quickly replaced it with down the line. But
I was trying to do both at the same time. It's not too strong, folks. Only 6% alcohol here.
Ooh, that is a rare miss. Maybe just saw Safin moving the other way and caught his eye on the execution. Well, he knew exactly how the ball was going to spin and move, Safin, but didn't he deal with it well?
Yes, and maybe Federer even reacting to the crowd's oohs and ahs after his first slice backhand, because they thought this was a gem. So he thought, well, they think it's so good, I'll give them another one here. Didn't play it well, and didn't Safin read the leg break.
Moved well there, Safin.
Yes, he was out of position, but then quickly got himself into position and forced Federer really to try an unlikely shot.
A break point. So accurate. 122 miles per hour as well. 196 k's right into the corner.
Yes, he hasn't been smiting the ace as he did against Agassi. He had 11 in the first set there. But it's still pretty effective serving. I thought he'd let it drop a little too far, but got the swing in time. Safin giving his all here. He knows he's got to stay with Federer. Try and get ahead of him.
Yeah, a shake of the head as if to say no, wrong choice for once. He served better the other end, hasn't he, Federer?
This is the northern end.
You can feel a break coming, can't you? He's worked so hard, Safin. He deserves it on his birthday. Haven't seen that for a while. Second break point. And does break. The crowd are pleased. So's birthday boy. He's 2-1 up in the second set. You have to say hats off to Marat Safin. He's working so hard in this match. He's put the disappointment of the first set behind him. He's got a break, his first of the match, which pleases his coach, I'm sure, Peter Lundgren. And he leads 2-1 in the second set, and through for the first time in the match a little bit of uncertainty from Roger Federer.
Yes, from Lundgren, who won 3 titles on the ATP Tour, to Roach, of course, who not only 4-time semi-finalist here, but who won the French in 1966. Runner-up there in 1965. That could be handy for Federer. Yes, he has worked hard, and I think perhaps Federer trying to be just a little too cute at times. Trying a couple too many fancy shots.
Lost his serve against Suzuki, and he broke straight back, Federer. What here? 2-1 second set. You think how many shots that Federer has at his disposal. It's remarkable how many shots he doesn't miss. How many shots he makes, of course. Players have been on court exactly 1 hour.
Well, both of them very relaxed. We've seen some very good slices by Federer down the line to right-hander's forehand during the course of this tournament, that is.
Good game from Safin to endorse the break and extends the lead to 3-1 in the second set.
Safin leads 3-1.
Super picture, isn't it?
Yes, they're both terrific. This, the Rod Laver Arena and the Vodafone Court. Not used the last few days of the event. Would be if there were bad weather, of course. They've got the roof there, as they have here.
New racket, so the newer, quicker balls being prepared.
Two men who went away from home at early ages. Federer to a tennis school in Switzerland, and Safin, of course, down to Spain. Well, Safin trying one of Federer's, and of course forgetting that Federer's that much quick to the ball. Perhaps trying to show all-round skills, the sort of skills that Federer has.
Just wide, unlucky. You mentioned the attack towards the backhand is becoming more prolific from Safin, and the miss-hits are coming. Of course, that could undermine a little the rest of his game. Well hurled. Off camera. It's amazing, the sporting audience here. Whenever there's a miss hit and it goes towards the crowd, you've got 14,999 seeing if there's going to be a catch.
That's pressure.
Super silky skills at the net from Roger Federer. Keeps it to the single break in the second set. Safin 3-2. Change of shirt at the change of ends for Federer. Important to keep it to that single break, of course, in the last game.
I was looking at his approach through to the semi here, and in fact he's lost fewer games at this Australian than he's lost at any of the majors that he's won. The nearest to it was Wimbledon last year, when he lost 44 games getting to the semi. Here he's lost about 41. And the most he's ever lost getting to the semi was the US of last year, and he lost 57. So it's been, of course, he had a very shortened match against Niemanen when he won 6-3, 5-2. It's been a pretty easy advance, really, to the semis. Just not staying with these shots quite long enough, just pulling up off the ball. Perhaps anxious to see where the ball is going.
Well, this is really boosting Safin's hopes, you feel? And a big serve for his first love game.
And that particular serve is just a rocking Federer. Hitting it flat, almost hitting inside the ball with a sort of bit of reverse swing. And it's really catching Federer out wide with a lot of power.
Thought it was wide. I think he's going to show where he feels the ball landed.
Yes, that looked pretty wide.
Enric Molina from Spain in the chair. He can't overrule from there. Well, he can, but it's got to be a clear mistake. Well reached. I love the step hit on the volley to emphasize the technique.
It's a good leap, isn't it?
Back-to-back love games. Safin 4-3 now for Safin. Welcome back. Federer in danger of losing a set here, and it will be the first set lost in Grand Slam play since the second set of the 5-set win against Andre Agassi in the quarterfinals of the US Open last year. And it will then put the match into the category of what he's not used to. Federer, he's been winning so comfortably. Will he have the confidence that he can tough it out? We shall see. Just the one break, of course, for Safin. 4-3 second set.
Nice opening of the court by Safin. That's what he prefers to do. Hangs back. There won't be much serve volleying from him. We've seen occasionally during the course of the tournament, but not much. And those two aces of Federer's in the last game, incidentally, seeing that he served 22 aces against Agassi, came after a drought of 32 points on serve. The game he was broken, there were no aces.
Well, the artist expressing himself in that point.
Yes, we saw the shot of Ken Rosewall earlier in this production. Of course, he was one of the masters of the lob, particularly the slice lob. Couldn't hit a forehand like Federer, though. Safin's got 17 points without an ace. Service points.
Missed it. Left it a fraction late.
The invitation was certainly there.
And a break back point chance. He's been going to the backhand on these big points, Safin.
You pick him to make it. By his standards, not difficult.
Oh, it was good. When Roger Federer says it's good, it must be good.
And good all round by Safin, because he almost got caught in mid-court there by that backhand slice of Federer's, but just put on the brakes quickly enough and then got back into position. That was the earlier backhand where he did all that. This is the denouement.
Ball held. Edging nearer to the first set lost for Federer in these championships.
Yes, of course, he lost 2 sets to Agassi in that US Open quarterfinal. Matches his fastest serve of the match, 204 kilometers per hour, 127 miles. It's a good effort by Safin. Of course, he'd give his last dollar here for another break of serve in the set, not having to serve for it.
Listen to the crowd again, and you realise the aura that he's built up around himself, Federer. When he makes mistakes like that. It's more like it. And makes Safin serve for the second set. But we've already seen enough from Federer in the match to suggest that of the 3 other players in the draw, this is the one maybe he fears the most. Hewitt, of course, playing Roddick tomorrow evening.
And one of the reasons, of course, for Federer not serving as many aces is because Safin has got this almighty reach. It's a winning serve. It's as good as an ace. It just doesn't go down in the record book. But you know Federer's going to raise his game here. Surely it would be a great surprise if he didn't. So Safin has really got to produce the goods, which is how it should be at this level. Top 4 in the world, through to the semi-finals. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all here.
It's a fascinating match, isn't it? I'd love to know what's going through his mind. Just the plays of where to serve and whether to serve big, which you would expect him to do. Seems more assured on the ag court side, Safin, than the juice court. So serving for the set, Marat Safin. It's 5-4.
Take your seats, please. Thank you.
Using more slice in that rally through, waiting for the big forehand.
He's done well to hold on to the first points of his service game. Only 3 times has he lost them, because you know Federer can take it, and he's going to be that much more apt to take a few more. Well, they're really going at a ding-dong, aren't they? I think that's 16 strokes and now 15 long rallies. Nobody really prepared to go the whole hog, really, early on in the point. Other than the serve, of course.
$30.
134 miles per hour. 216 Ks, 3 miles per hour off his quickest. Wow.
Numero uno. Serves them rarely. Generally averages only about 2 a match. Lundgren's getting nervous.
Yeah, that's good. Bossed the point, Safin. Took it out of Federer's hands.
14-30.
Sees himself with a set point to level the match. And gets it with deft touch. It's match on here in the semi-finals. The first set, to the delight of Peter Lundgren, but Federer has dropped since the US Open quarter-final against Agassi. Welcome back. And the crowd seemed genuinely pleased that Safin won the second set, maybe because it's his birthday. He's very popular, but also to see Tony Roach's charge being tested in a match. Women's game, of course, the slams have been shared around. It is a test now. It's a set all after 82 minutes.
15 10 all.
A fine return. Federer having to play this behind his feet. Did well to hit it over without playing a bump ball there.
It's a lovely moment as well at the end of the first set. A good reaction from Safin, as in there was no reaction just to set one, but it was just a little wink back to the support camp.
Yes, in the past he used to wink to the Safinettes in his box, didn't he?
For the first time, there's uncertainty in the mind of Roger Federer in these championships.
And Safin looking very sprightly.
It's pretty clear. Ace number 8. Little come on again from Roger Federer. He knows he needs to tighten up here. He's got so used to when he needs it, he's found it.
Yes, well, it's rare, of course, Safin winning sets against him, as you were pointing out. It's ages, really, since he's done that. So one can understand Safin's sprightliness and Federer's realization that this chap, well, is and knows that he's a threat. That match they played in Houston was a big one. What was it, a 2018 tiebreaker set, second set? Safin had set points.
Yes, it tied as the longest in the Open era. Ooh. Little look at the line. No argument.
He didn't hit it very cleanly. It may just have got a bit of the line.
Yeah, quite a bit of the line.
I'd expect to see really some of the best tennis of the match early on here.
That's not a bad play from Federer, is it? If he's a little bit confused about shot selection from the back, take it away and get up the court. I wonder how often we'll see it, though. How often he'll be given the chance. Made it. Beautiful setup.
Well, they say the trains in Switzerland always run in time. And this is on time too, isn't it? It's terrific timing. Arrow straight. I wonder if he builds up his wrist strength milking that car of his.
Yeah, it's all blowing the horn. Two break points to reassert himself here, Federer. That's wide. That's sloppy from Safin. He's worked so hard. He just goes off the ball for a second, and then suddenly there's daylight for Roger Federer.
Yes, and to be fair too, I think Federer really hitting that creamy backhand, looking a lot more ready to take the fight to Safin. As you mentioned, seeking to come forward just a little bit more. I think that's good, because even if he doesn't always come into the net, it means that he's going to get a lot more weight into his shots. And if he has to retreat, well, he's good off the half volley. If he didn't have a set in the bag, he might have given the racket a good crunch there.
Oh, that is just... Well, I don't know what... I mean, let's just see it again and enjoy it again.
We've forgotten how the guys used to play these shots. Because the Aussies of old used to do this as well. So we haven't seen it for so long. Well, Sampras did it too.
Yeah, love game. And Safin has definitely just gone away from the match at the moment. Looked pretty disconsolate, Marat Safin, at the change of ends. You can understand why. His form dipped for a second, and he's really got to work hard now again. New balls. Love 3. Third set.
Yes, the thought processes really are quite simple. It's, you know, I've broke him once in the last set. I'm serving pretty well. Just keep up the big serving and hope to break him.
Well, the backhand was enough to cause injury, but the come on as well.
Yes, particularly out that side where Safin has been catching him with this heavy serve. This one a little slower, but still fast enough.
Wonderful. Tried that on the third point of the game, but he tried it with a drive backhand moving in.
Yes, this was rather Sampras-like from that right court. And here the balance is just so exemplary. So easy to switch from the waiting for the backhand to the forehand volley. He's a bigger man, and he's very strong, Safin, but he just doesn't have the power, because Federer has a longer swing on the forehand. So used to stringing his pearls together. Doesn't like dropping one.
Safin holds after the talking to. 3-1 third set.
Yes, it sounded very Russian to me, which of course Lundgren, a Swede, would not have understood. And one of the good things about Safin going away to his Spanish school very early on was that he is a fluent Spanish speaker. And one of the things he says he enjoyed most about it was learning to do things on his own, becoming independent. Didn't enjoy it at first because he was homesick. Little movement, the ball kid you can see just coming into picture there.
I don't think he actually meant to let go of that. He was thinking about it, but harmless enough, fortunately. So it did fly away from him. There's his heart on both sleeves.
Pretty expressive. Calls himself a romantic. Yeah, when they ask him where he'd like to go for his holidays, he says Cancun, Scotland.
Wonderful point from start to finish.
Yes, how well he read an excellent second serve out wide and opened it up with the two-hander down the line. Finally stays with this one just a little longer than some others he's missed down the line.
Chance to break back. That is wonderful. The reading and the execution.
Yes, well, everybody enjoying that. I'm sure even some Russian supporters would have admired it, even if they didn't enjoy the result. Given that Safin's got that terrific two-hander down the line, why should Federer have waited twice for the cross-court shot?
Yeah, it was wide. He's stuttering again in this game, Federer. Surprising the way Safin suddenly started to play again. There it is, the backhand down the line, secures the break back. He just cannot get away from Safin, Roger Federer. It's 3-2 in the third, back on serve. All the right messages from Safin.
Yes, and obviously not from Federer with the serving expertise that he's shown in this tournament, particularly against Agassi. 2 doubles in the game, one to start it, of course, gave Safin that little bit of extra hope. And then the backhand really not firing quite deep enough, allowing Safin the space on that backhand down the line. And I've mentioned it a number of times, what a startling shot it is at times for an opponent. We've seen a lot of it so far. So Federer knows really that on his backhand he's got to keep better length. You might say, well, why doesn't he hit to the forehand? Well, Safin feels he's got even more power on the forehand. He might make more errors with the forehand, but he'll still run around the odd backhand to play that forehand, as most players do, because they feel they've got the power. But I think many times he's actually wrong in that in doing so, because his backhand is really a textbook shot for the two-handed game.
So a break apiece in this third set. It's a set apiece. Safin 2-3. Third set.
A stretch too far.
Black mistakes.
Again, equaling his quickest serve of the match, 137 miles per hour, 220 Ks. Probably came back at about 140 miles per hour. But didn't back off Safin. Super follow-up.
Just a bit of a relaxez-vous after a terrific point. It's a forehand that Federer cracked Agassi with at one stage.
Had to be a winner from there, of course.
Exclaiming 9, of course, he's German, Swiss background.
Another one to savour.
Well, he said 9 on the last. He may well have said Jawohl then.
We're level again in the third, 3-all. As soon as either player does just go off the boil, they are punished. It's important too, of course, to take your chances when offered. Ace number 9, he still looks more comfortable serving from the far end as we look. Just effortless, the movement, wasn't it?
Moved well. I thought after the missed topspin lob, he may have thought to himself, I've got the touch of a buffalo. He moved forward there almost quietly. And it's not an easy shot to play, that running forehand out in front of you, low to the court.
It's the bully in him. He can't resist. That's beautiful. 4-3 Federer, third set. Important game, the last, of course, for Federer to stop the run of Safin. He break back, so the pressure pendulum swings back. So the man celebrating his 25th birthday today, remember.
Well, Federer hasn't won the first point on the Safin serve for 9 games. And when he did that, he broke him at the end of the first set.
3-4. So often on miss hits that float like that, players can miss, but Federer seldom does.
Yes, and the crowd thinks they're going to miss all the time. Quite a murmur when Safin missed that, but Federer kept his concentration.
Very few glances to Tony Roach, Federer. There was one then. Put it long. Swiss made. Perfect timing.
Just huge, isn't it? Smaller, but stronger with that shot at times.
Break point. Just as well it was out with the noise he made.
Yeah.
Because he knew he'd missed it the moment he hit it, but it was a lot closer maybe than he thought.
It was fraction.
If that had gone in...
Well, it would have been a very good one for the umpire. I think Safin would have had a good point of claiming the point. Should be feeling a little clapped, I'd have thought.
He almost grew in stature, Safin, with Federer making the error on the break point. And it's 4-all third set.
This couldn't be more even. Break each. Each has lost 8 points on serve. Set all.
Certainly making a move here, Safin. There's an urgency about him.
Yes, in fact, I got it wrong about Safin. He's lost 12 points on serve. So he's trailing a bit on points.
Amazing. I'm almost looking like this, like a doubles match for it's like the weekend, this end of the server. Certainly struggling.
Well, perhaps worth a go, even if he was a long way back.
Fantastic length.
And taking advantage, Federer was looking, I think, actually to come in behind the forehand, changed the mind, but he committed himself so much to wait forward. He was well in the court, and Safin just pounced. That was predatorial, cat-like.
Break point.
Let's proceed.
For such a huge point. It was so cool. So well measured.
Yes, and winning a high percentage of points, but perhaps none as important as this, and none as elegantly played. Safin hardly did anything wrong. Had a fair amount of power in that two-hander. Coach of Federer, and now coach of Safin.
A stunning length. As soon as he gets the short ball, you know that Federer's going to be in trouble.
Just an explosion.
Second break point of the game. Nothing he could do about that one.
Yes, that's what he does so often to opponents. It's much more the modern way as opposed to the more regular serve volleying of days gone by. Some shot by Federer too. The smile is remarkable. Backhand landing on the line. Look at this. Still advantage Federer. First serve.
Important that Federer won that point after the quick change call. 5-4 third set. Intriguing battle, isn't it? Unfolding.
Such a year he had last year. 6 million. Over $300,000, $6,300,000, second only to Sampras. 1 year when Sampras earned about 6.5. The figure that always amazes me is Lendl in 82. Now, allowing for inflation, he broke the $2 million mark in 82.
Wow.
It probably exceeds what both Sampras earned in, I think it was 98 or somewhere around there. 97, in fact, it was. All Federers of last year.
Safin serving to stay in the third set. 4-5. short of a length in that rally, Federer. Surprised he hasn't come in more on the first point when he's in the rally, Federer, to make him hit the pass early in the game.
Well, these are points, of course, which he should be winning more of. Safin winning 57% of points on his second serve, 62% in this set. That's too high a percentage for Federer.
What a return of serve. The lob wasn't too shabby either.
Swiss on their feet, and then he wins a point on the Safin first serve. Last year he was the best in the world at winning points on opponents' second serves, Federer. Oh, really, this is a bit of a shocker for him.
I've lost count of the number of exchanges, one shot from each, that have just been rally winners, just as the meat of the rally. 40-15 to Deuce. Again, doing well to get the serve back. 134 miles per hour, 215 Ks. It held firm.
Yeah, stuck first.
Hit the first one, didn't recover.
And perhaps just that little bit of relaxation by Safin. Point up. Needs to gather himself here. Now will Federer try and come in again on the backhand.
Well played. Very solid on the volley too.
We saw him go cross court earlier with a gentle little angled smash.
Ooh, was it out? It's very close. Like to see that one again. 5-all is the score, but just purely for interest. That's hit the line.
Maybe a whisker of it got the line. Well, he looked as if he was coming in behind that.
He was trying to get one out of the roof. They try that on the Arthur Ashe Stadium court. No one's ever succeeded. Obviously, it's a lot shallower here. And the benefit of the doubt from umpire Molina. A love game. Second of the set. Second service game of the set was a love game. And it sees him safely into a 6-5 lead, third set. Roger Federer asking umpire Molina if there's new balls for the next game. There's not. It'll be after this next game.
Yes, I don't think they'll actually bring them out for the tiebreaker, will they?
Another late night in the making for Tony Roach. Well, he'll be hoping not, but
he's a Sydney man. Of course, the partner of John Newcombe in winning many major doubles titles. And he's lost the first point since the last game of the first set. The first time.
Marat, espera un segundo, por favor.
Oh, how he will regret.
Why on earth didn't he go in?
Absolutely. He is livid. What a chance.
Yeah, and Safin was at full stretch, a long way back. Position A was right at the net.
15-30.
It's 1-1 really in the game. No hesitancy this time.
No, he wasn't going to make the same mistake twice.
Now is the racket smashed? It's an automatic fine if he changes it. And he is going to change it. Haven't heard the call yet from Molina.
Yes, by the sounds of things, he's going to be lenient, which is fair enough. Some might say you've got to be consistent, but it's not in splinters yet, is it?
Two set points for the defending champion to take a 2-1 lead.
Oh, new racket and all.
30-40.
It was certainly 9.5 out of 10.
He's missed it. What a miss.
That's going. Never to come back.
Well, as in the opening set, the break right at the end. Roger Federer leads by 2-1. Welcome back. What a miss, the final point of that set from Safin. It's a scrappy end to the set. I mean, you saw the highlights on the break there. Well, obviously we had the benefit of that. It still had some super tennis in it, but it was a scrappy end to the set.
Yes, and I think particularly if you take into account the fact that the serving fell away, the percentages were down, it really means the standard off the ground wasn't quite high enough to well, to engage, really, to exhilarate. It might have been. It might yet be.
2-1, the defending champion. New balls, first game, fourth set.
Federer's had the benefit, of course, of serving first in each set. He won the spin of the coin. He elected to serve. He's breaking twice at the end of the set. The sets he's won has helped.
Throughout the match, we haven't seen Federer at his fluent best consistently, as we see Mats Wilander, last man to win 3 slams in a year, 1988, sitting courtside. Before Federer, of course.
30-15.
My point was going to be, are we going to see a fluent Roger Federer consistently now? He's got the cushion of the 2-1 lead.
Had to play it. It's going in. Yeah, slightly late call, but backed up by umpire Molina.
No, está más para la T.
Speaking Spanish, of course, to Safin, who understands it and speaks it fluently.
Again, can't find the touch on the topspin lob. Federer holds. 1-love, fourth set.
Yes, you would expect Federer really to turn it on. It just seems to be one of those nights, though, when he can't quite manage a whole succession of those wonderful plays that he does make. But Safin's job, naturally, is to hold on here, because this will be a determined Federer to get the early break. Remember, he did in the last set.
I think it's because it's the semi-final as well. It's the chance to make it through to a slam final that. Or just the respect they have for each other, do you think?
Well, I think it's just one of those things. I think in Houston, perhaps, the standard was a little higher.
Yeah. Would have made a stop volley off that. He would have been with the Incredibles. Yes, plenty bugging Federer at the moment. Safin holds to love.
It's just his second love service game of the match. Federer's had 6. At 5 against Agassi, which took some doing.
15,000 people packed in here. That was good.
Yes, wasn't hit with a great deal of roll, this, but he just didn't hit it quite as hard. Nice control, quite a lot of the left hand in that by Safin.
Equals his fastest serve of the match, 129 miles per hour, 208 Ks. Rhythm far end. I know I've said it a lot, but it just looks smoother.
Maybe it's because you're facing him.
Comfortable, quick game. Off the back of Safin's love game. And 2 sets to 1. And games as well. Welcome back. 2 hours and 28 minutes the match thus far. If you're just joining us, welcome to the first of the men's semi-finals. First set, Federer, 7-5, broken the last game of the set. Second set, Safin. 6-4. And then exactly the same in the third. Federer breaking in the very last game to lead 2-1. And it's with serve in the fourth.
That's it.
One of the best Safin volleys we've seen. Really stamped the right foot. And it did well to get this back right at him. Got good form, good use of the left hand to give him that lovely balance.
Hasn't conceded a point on his opening 2 service games this set. And 2-2 it is.
Well, I was thinking the serving had been that much superior in this set. It certainly has been from Federer in terms of percentage. Safin actually matching his overall percentage, 63% first serves in.
Ace number 14. Double that of his opponent.
Marat, просто в ход попасть, просто в ход, не надо ничего думать, не надо думать, блядь, чисто как смог.
So expressive anyway, the language is, without Safin even using it. And he does, so it's doubly expressive. Not talking to many though. It's a magic wand.
You'd think there'd be a little smile there from Federer, but just another game won. 3-2, fourth set. Super end to the love game for Roger Federer.
Yes, so simple and yet so efficient. What a patter cake. Shows the correctness. Of course, we saw it on the forehand volley, and then it was mirrored really in that last short forehand.
2-3, fourth set. 3 of the 5 games so far in the set have been love games.
Last point on the Safin serve. Of course, the last time he won it, he broke. And he did so at the end of the first set. Don't really have that feeling about this game, chiefly because Safin's serving as well.
length. It was back so quickly that Safin couldn't move. Ooh. What a point.
Yes, and perhaps it's just been lacking a little bit where both of them have clicked at the same time. 19 strokes of high quality just missed on the 20th.
Safin holds, it's 3-all, fourth set.
Well, it's good, really good concentration in the set by Safin. Steady, heady play. Getting rid of a few of his frustrations with the broken racket and the ball out of the stadium. Seems to have done him some good. Points in a row on serve for Federer. It's not often he comes off second best in those sort of rallies. Good little dink by Safin.
Bit of a miss hit, but it found the mark, Safin. 30 love in the game, remember, Federer. That's 2 points he'll feel he should have won.
Yes, it was a terrific bit of anticipation by Safin. So I thought Federer was going to hit down the line. Safin certainly didn't hesitate at all, moving to Federer's high backhand.
Often do you see that, the let cord and then the miss.
Yes, it's all a matter of being very alive to it. Of course, he had plenty of time, but the mind's just got to click into another thought mode. A little apology from Federer for the net cord.
Oh, that is just fantastic. But what speed from Safin, because the stop volley had so much backspin on it. 4-3, Roger Federer. Much to admire in the fourth set. Fabulous end from that game. Just a clenched fist. A quiet clenched fist from Federer. Enough to celebrate a stunning stop volley.
Yes, it really was. Roof open. It's only been closed once during the tournament. Today was a lovely day. It did get pretty hot during the middle of the day, but quite bearable.
When you think Federer's longest match was 1 hour 53 minutes in the second round against Suzuki on this court last Wednesday evening, first week. It's a marathon, 2 hours 41 minutes so far.
He's almost lost it.
Well, who better to learn from?
Yes, of course, it's often the case that when the player stretches on the backhand like that, it's a stop volley. Which is why perhaps Safin was on to Federer's at the end of the last game. Still made some terrific strides there. Well, Safin showing his footballer's skills, which he admits aren't particularly good, but this is much more like the multi-major winner. It's marvellous racket acceleration. Just a lovely flow to it all.
I think he's going for the break of serve here, Roger Federer.
Yes, and of course Safin, I'm sure, is probably saying get the bloomin' first serve in with power. Missed 3 in a row, unlike him in the set.
Again, why didn't he follow the return? Safin was struggling. It was a defensive response from a super return.
Yes, I quite agree. And even then, having not followed it in, to miss the second shot. By his standards, just a little ragged, particularly after that wonderful forehand.
Different complexion the game now, and frustration for Federer. Oh, we've seen it all now. A little look of disbelief from Federer. A topspin drive volley from the bootlaces as a first volley coming in.
Yes, almost as an afterthought too. I'm surprised Safin isn't smiling, because it was a little fluky.
Well, he really made a big move there, Federer, didn't he? Hasn't broken. It's 4-all, fourth set.
Well, he should be hunted now.
He knew it was going there as well, but he thinks it's long again. Oh, that's just... Oh, it's a bug. Maybe he was looking at the bug and not at the ball. He's obviously not an animal lover either. That must have been the serve and the forehand on the line.
Yes, they were certainly in, and he's a little unlucky too, because his forehand was going in exactly the right position, but for the very top of the net.
It's number 15. Four points in a row from love 15 sees Roger Federer back to the chair with a 2-1 lead. And now the scoreboard pressure, 5-4 lead in the fourth. Safin will have to hold serve to stay in the match. Tony Roach, still no change of expression. And the bug has been, with the dustpan and brush, swept away. Will Roger Federer sweep Safin away? A huge game of pressure. New balls for Safin, serving to stay in the semi-final. 2-1 down and 4-5 down.
Oh, looking to serve volley. Can he remain the high executioner here?
Oh! Well, that is well, an amazing point for Safin to win, of course, but
yes, Federer's racket throwing here, probably because of the miss hit that landed on just about the line, and then a net cord that landed in for Safin.
He says he doesn't express himself apart from with his racket. His first ace for a while, his 8th.
Yes, first of the set for him. Gone to the body a lot on both some of the first and second serves.
Third love service game of the set. Got a lucky break on the first point, but it was emphatic from there on in. 5-all, fourth set. Very eager and quick to get on with the next game, Federer. Just to put that behind him. Well, the racket hit the ground at the same time as hitting the ball. It was that low, the return, but what control again.
Yes, Edberg, Rafter. They'd have been thrilled with that. Well, he hit the B in Melbourne on that one. But really, it was more like a Z.
Ooh. Yeah, no complaint. Ditto.
Looked almost bored as he went into play there. Not another one to put away.
Well, as in the first and third sets, no breaks in the first 11 games. Will he break the trend? Marat Safin. 5-6, fourth set. Yet another change of shirt for Roger Federer. It's about his 7th of the match so far. Coming up to the 3-hour mark, which is the equivalent of 2 matches for this man on his route through to the semi-final. But a game away again from the final. Be his 3rd major final in a row, of course. Federer not been beaten in a semi-final of a slam yet in his career, or in a final, of course. And this maybe is the final as far as these guys are concerned. Safin serving to stay in the match. 5-6, fourth set. It's that first point feeling again through.
Yeah, at 5-6 down. Can Federer's lightning strike 3 times?
Terrific under pressure from Safin.
Not holding back and releasing with good length. Both sides. Drop anything short and Federer would really have looked to take the early ball. Body serve again. He's not going to register the aces with it. It's being effective.
Looked rock solid there, didn't he, Safin?
Yes, I think the expectation was that Federer was going to provide something special, but Safin just not allowing him any comfort here.
Four points in a row. Pressure? What pressure? We're into the tiebreaker.
Well, it's the 22nd set between these two, and they've only played 4 tiebreakers. It's perhaps surprising. Federer's won all 4.
The last one was memorable in Houston, 2018. Not many of those have gone over in the tournament.
Yes, it's a very top of the net. Could so easily have gone over. He just didn't blow hard enough. Well, Federer just expected it to come to the backhand, because I was just thinking, going back to that Houston match, how Safin just kept coming at the backhand, and that he was always likely here to play it to the backhand side, and Federer just moved over a bit and waited for it.
Boy, how Safin needs this point. He left it there to be hit, and Safin obliged.
Yes, Federer was trying to do something similar with the backhand, just couldn't get the angle right, and you can see he's just hitting this towards Safin, so that Safin doesn't have to move. He was trying to play that a lot closer to the sideline. Gave Safin the opportunity.
Ace, none more timely. Oh, that is fantastic.
So Bobby Dazzler, this. A real gem.
And wouldn't he like one of the next 2 points? 4-1 up in the breaker. 3 hours we've been playing, exactly. It's a lovely little look down the court before the ace, wasn't it? His 10th.
Federer's won some important tiebreakers in his career. First set tiebreakers against Lopez and Roddick and Philippoussis at Wimbledon 03 when he won. Here against Safin. And the Australian in 04, against Hewitt at US Open in 04. And then, of course, a third set tiebreaker against Roddick at Wimbledon to tilt the match his way in 04.
quarter time to bring out one of the best returns of the tournament.
Well, an ace, one of the best drop shots of the tournament, one of the best returns of the tournament. Cometh the tiebreaker, cometh the man.
Hold these 2 points on serve. He's in his third final in a row in a slam. Good play from Safin.
Yes, this has taken courage into his hands because he's coming to Federer. So easy for Federer on his own serve.
For the first time in the match, Marat Safin will get to serve first in a set. First point, fifth set.
Federer's 5-set record, incidentally, 7-1, 7 lost. Safin has a very good one, 21, 8 lost. Well, if the right arm is hurting, I would imagine, although the way it was stretched, it looked as if it would hurt more on the forehand, but the backhand always tends to jolt a little bit. It's not as smooth as the forehand.
A love game. It's the perfect start for Safin, fifth set.
His fifth love service game of the match. Federer served 7. No real test of his moving in that game.
This, of course, will put the lower back on a severe test. And the arm as well. Love won fifth set.
Maybe imagining it, but not quite as much of a backbend there from Federer on the serve.
Still can't find the range on the topspin lob. He had more time then to maybe go for the pass.
Yes, it's more of a rolled lob, but as you say, he really hasn't gauged them very well. ...119 miles an hour, 191. Not a great drop of speed. Bent the back there, all right. Clever, sneaky little play this by Federer. Safin shot that would not have gone in, I don't think, had it gone over.
By a whisker. It's 1-1 fifth set.
Meant business with that, all right. Lost just 8 points in his serve in the fourth set, Safin, including the tiebreaker. Right on the juncture of service and sideline. Caught behind. Little snick.
Well, from love 30, you suddenly thought Federer was going to sneak away, but 3 terrific points.
Safin looking as strong as a bull.
That's surely the baseline rally point of the match.
Well, that was majesty reflected, wasn't it? 30 strokes of outstanding quality. Every shot middled.
It's a break point for the defending champion. Confident it was going long, of course, but just giving it a helping hand. Safin. Super play on the break point. Three of 10 break points converted for Federer. Break point again.
Cool. That's huge.
(131 mph), 211 k's. And again, Federer no chance at all on the break point. Just goes through a patch, Safin, where you just don't ever think he's going to miss.
He's certainly going through that at the moment. This is as purple as it gets. Just middling everything.
Too good. 2-1 Safin. Final set.
Federer's last 5 set, of course, against Agassi at the US Open, which he won in 5.
They're in their own cocoon out here as well, aren't they, Fruz? Federer very happy to start that game, as Safin was, with quite a lot of noise courtside.
And I think Safin's last 5 set, it was at the French last year against Felix Mantilla. 11-9 in the 5th, he won that.
Piece number 17. A cheap point at the end, but two very impressive service games for Federer when you consider the problems he's facing physically.
His 8th love service game, 8 points in a row on serve.
Two all, final set.
Must have just caught it. Safin gave it a quick look, but didn't complain. But these first points of the game on Safin serve have usually led to breaks or break points. Been very productive for Federer.
He looks disappointed not to have made the second one. But it was a miracle he made the first.
How he did it, I don't know. Amazing reaction. Two hands helped.
Lessons.
15:30, remember.
And so strong.
He's handling the short ones very well. They're the sort of shots that sometimes bemuse Safin, but he's really using his feet well, and he's mixing them up too. Some go down the line, that one cross court. Federer can't anticipate.
Ooh, just sneaked over.
Oh, he's playing a blinder now. That wasn't easy, and the volley was terrific. Total control.
A good catch in the crowd. And a good service game from 15:30. 3 points in a row. And the 3-2 lead. Quick chat with the trainer. The change of ends. No treatment though. He just said, I'm fine. And the trainer left. Let's hope he is. Very solid at the moment, Safin. No cheap points really for the defending champion. The match now 3 hours and 36 minutes. Safin's longest was his match against Olivier Rochus of Belgium, 3 hours and 42. And of course, as we've been saying, it's a whole lot longer for Roger Federer. His longest was 1 hour 53 only against Suzuki in the second round. Still on serve in the final set. New balls. It's 2-3.
Well, surprisingly, because Safin's playing so well, it breaks a run of 8 in a row on serve for Federer. There really is a good ring about Safin's shots.
Oh, Safin was walking then. Roger wasn't. He was getting ready for a second serve.
A spot of bother here. Needs the first serve as he did the latter stages of the tiebreak. First serve percentage 55% for Federer.
Second service.
Missed it. It's pure pressure. It needs to be that good. He must be feeling to break this man down. It's 2 break points.
Well, he engineered the start of the point so well, but Safin was quick, and when he did get there, he hit it back with depth. Does it mean he goes down the middle on this? Keeps the same technique. Is he in a groove? Yes, but no.
The first break in the final set. Gifted at the end. He's read and returned so well, Safin. He's earned it. It's 4-2, and I suppose now, Fruit, we'll find out whether Safin really believes he can beat Roger Federer.
Well, the way he's played this 5th set thus far, I'd say yes. But when you have the lead and the winning post is in sight, sometimes things can go wrong. But he is such a brilliant 5th set player. 120, lost but 8. $15-30 in the last game. Break points in the previous game.
He's peppering the backhand, isn't he? Such a deep second serve. And what a put away.
And really seemed to rock Federer that. Like a blow to the jaw.
point for 5-2 in the fifth.
That's huge.
Taken without a flicker. The smiles again from Peter Lundgren, Federer's former coach, remember. He's a game away from defeat, Federer. It must seem an age ago that he was playing one of the match points of his life and somehow didn't win it. And he's now staring defeat in the face.
Yes, it's an unusual situation for Federer. So much expected of him. But he was in a position really to take it in that tiebreaker in the last set. And Safin just wouldn't let him get away from him. He just wanted this so badly. Came so close in Houston. That 2018 tiebreaker in the second set when he had set points. Pushed Federer all the way in that set. Seems to be grabbing a bit of glory here, though. Safin's record in against the other two contenders, he's 5-all against Hewitt. 3-2. Roddick leads him in matches played.
So 3 3/4 hours. Roger Federer, the defending champion, serving to stay in the match.
Well, he hasn't missed much at all, and everything, as I was saying, has just got such a good ring about it. Alarm bell rings for Federer.
That missed. Big. 2 points from defeat. And 2 points from his third final here. And he must have been thinking, is that wide? And he still comes up with the most amazing lob winner, applauded by this man here.
Well, it was one of the very best low forehand volleys I've ever seen Safin play. And look what happens.
Federer holds in phenomenal style. He's made Marat Safin serve for the match.
Made an honest man of him.
Yes.
Federer with his feather duster, the way he played that drop shot. And he's Sphinx-like, isn't he? The expression hardly changes.
Well, that is just unplayable. gambling it all.
Coming at his man. He knows he has to do that because Safin almost seems irrepressible here. The commitment is so great. The belief. Picked his shot and just went through with it.
Wow. Fourteenth ace. And with his 15th, after 3 hours and 51 minutes, has his own match point. It's wide.
Well, looking just to mix it up a little bit, trying the angle. I'm sure wishing now he'd gone for the blast.
The line judges can't help themselves. They're smiling too. Yeah. So well to get the serve back. Second match point. He's missed it. Going for the win with one punch.
Well, he tried it with the angle, now he's tried it with the blast. He'll be hoping next time the serve can do it. Can Federer stop him? Federer could see him coming in, knew what he had to do. Give him the angle. Still did very well to keep this in play.
When you've got the winning record that Federer has, you don't give it away lightly. It's break point. Oh, this is just out of this world.
Federer almost seemed to leap from one side of the court to the other without touching the court itself, and yet he still loses the point. Got it all. A Sampras-like approach, and even more elasticity here.
Second break point. It's out. Somehow, this time, Roger Federer hangs on. It's back on serve in the final set. This is turning into a classic. What next, Froome?
Well, he hadn't broken him for 10 games. And then suddenly, when Safin's looking at his best, at his very best, there was certainly a feeling here that this was Safin's match, I feel. You felt it, I felt it, and I could sense that this crowd felt it. And Federer said, hey, I'm too good a player. I've got too much pride. I'm the defending champion. I'm going for so many majors. I want to catch Sampras. That's great. It's not been the greatest match, I don't think, but it's got it all in it now.
The crowd in the evening session again have had a ball. Roger Federer serving to stay in the match. 3 minutes shy of 4 hours.
Really head down by Federer. It's so easy just to relax a bit when you've come back from the brink, and the relief is there. You've got to bristle up again and grit your teeth once more.
Again, if you look at the power and the accuracy of these shots, defies belief. how they can turn everything into an aggressive play.
Yes, Federer actually almost looking a little groggy for the first time there in his movement. Short-lived, I think.
He's made it. 30 love to 30 all.
Uncanny anticipation. And then to produce. Knowing how well Federer can stretch to these.
Oh, beautifully steered.
Well, it's almost the first time that Federer's used that serve, a serve which Safin has used productively throughout the match. One-handed off backhand return, such a difficult shot to play.
Third match point. Oh, he had a chance, Safin. A real chance. But somehow Federer survives.
Yes, he couldn't quite time the run with the arm here. The arm just got a little ahead of him. There's no power in that. Didn't try and roll it, just tried to punch it in, or push it in rather than punch. And Federer was given the time to get back in. An oversight. And so quick to forget, because the way he replied immediately with that return of serve, really good, powerful.
Federer draws level. Something's got to give. It's 5-all, final set. 3 match points now for Safin, 1 for Federer. Four hours and 2 minutes.
Yes, we hope they are, particularly Safin. Just a little rushed. Suddenly Federer's backhand's beginning to have the ring that Safin's game had for a large part of this 5th set. They're earning their spurs out here.
read each other's serves so well. On the line, cleaned it, and he didn't bat an eyelid.
Just a shake of the head from Federer, an acknowledgement.
Must have been the outside of the line.
Yes, it seemed more in than that originally.
30 to 30 all.
One of the few loose shots in the latter stages of this match.
Still, both refusing to concede. 4 points in a row for Safin. 6-5, fifth set. The mental strength and resolve from the pair of them through.
Yes, well, these are two of the present giants of the game. Of course, all four of the top seeds have come through to these semi-finals, and it seems to me that it's almost a credit to what these tournaments mean to the players these days, because there was a time when the Australian was poorly attended. I mean, people like Borg and that era very seldom came down here, and steadily it's become so much more recognized as one of the majors, and therefore the players are giving it the due it deserves, working hard in the off season, coming down here with real respect for it, real respect for the traditions of the game, and determined to win it. So 4 tops have come through, and you can just see the total desire that they have to try and stay in the tournament. Federer, of course, to defend his title.
So once again, Roger Federer has to serve to stay in the match. 5-6, fifth set.
Let the service.
Ace number 20.
Yeah, still shy of his 22 against Agassi, but then Safin's got that much of a longer reach, and he has read the serve well.
Let's the service.
It's almost the best thing about Safin is that over 4 hours, and he's actually moving better now than he has throughout the match.
4 points in a row for Federer. It's 6-all, and remember, no tie breaks in final sets in the Australian Open. It's a long set.
Yes, I'm sure Safin will remember it, unlike Mollick the other night.
Yes.
Playing Lindsay Davenport, 6-all. She thought it was a tiebreaker, served 1 point and then waited to return. Third successive game where he's been down a point on serve. One led to a break, the other went to love 30. Flirting with danger here. Let's see if these guys haven't played enough tennis. The number of net courts suddenly.
Well, is this the first sign of one of them saying it's not going to be my day? 2 loose shots in a row. Now, normally from here, Safin plays unplayable tennis.
Of course, it is tomorrow for these guys.
That's a good point for it. It'll be 10 past 12 midnight. Birthday's been and gone. Channeling the frustration and the anger brilliantly. Still no chip and charge from Federer on key points.
It's amazing how you can just go from a chant into enchanting play. By the end of the evening, my Russian will be expert.
Yeah, that is so clever. Just read it so well and made it awkward.
And he's played probably about, 10 of these backhands down the line in the last few matches. It's not a shot he's used a lot in his career, but my goodness, practicing in the matches has helped.
Great point for the defending champion.
That famed forehand has given him 16 winners tonight as opposed to Safin's 12. But it hasn't really been on song.
Well, the one pattern that's never changed in the match is when they're both in trouble, they have both really gone for it. It's 7-6 Safin, fifth set. Got to the point through where one of the oldest cliches, one of them's got to lose, but there'll be euphoria for one and total dejection for the other.
Yes, the stakes are high, aren't they? Just 4 majors in the year. Davis Cup matches too, of course, are ultra important to many of the players. Federer, something of a star in that respect. Very good record for Switzerland. But these are really the events they most want to win. So it is do or die stuff here until the French, of course, comes round. And I was just thinking, if people have been in here to watch Hewitt and Nalbandian, and here they've got another epic, really, in terms of duration. There'll be a few sore bums around.
The 2 women's singles semi-finals, which we won't tell you the results of, but they were very long as well. So any more twists in the tail of this match? It's now 4 hours 15 minutes long. Pressure of serving second, of course. Federer serving to stay in it again at 6-7 in the fifth. For the kicker with more flight and punished just the same. Well, he's got a topspin lob in play, but still not good enough.
Yes, he's a long way back. And Federer can climb the stairs here so well.
Super defensive lob. It got him well back behind the service line, and it was coming down from a mighty height.
It was a brave attempt. It had a lot of height in it, didn't it?
$15.30. And now 15.40. He's had 3 match points already, Marat Safin, but he's got the luxury here of 2 in a row.
Please.
Will he smile? Will he try to lighten the load?
He's going for the towel. Going to take the sweat off his hand anyway, if that makes that any lighter, or his forehead.
4 match points saved. 1 to go. Tony Roach must be wondering what he's let himself in for. 10 weeks of this.
Beautiful.
Advantage Federer.
You know that he's not thinking about breakfast.
You can imagine what Safin's thinking right now. Why, oh why could you not have done that on one of the last 2 points? Some recovery.
Yes, and I think particularly good, given that he's generally having to wait for Safin. He's going to the towel. Hasn't now.
He's held. Again, so many people around the stadium jump to their feet. It's 7-all in the 5th. And still, only the net separates them.
Change of racket for the new balls. Starts off from Federer. Once you've tasted it, you really appreciate the distinction of winning these majors, I'm sure. So he wants more of it.
New balls for the 15th game, 5th set. They're just putting disappointment behind them and carrying on as if nothing happened.
I wonder if we're going to have a Alanui Roddick here.
.130 miles per hour out wide, 209 Ks.
Let's the service.
Interesting that Safin should have a chat to himself after a net cord. Almost as if he's berating himself. Maybe he's just telling himself to concentrate, keep his mind on it. Look, you're allowed the occasional blemish, particularly at 40 love. I know it's dangerous against somebody like Federer, but the standard has been exceptionally high in this 5th set.
Brilliant. It's a clever return, but a cleverer reply. Safin holds. The disappointment of the match points firmly behind him. 8-7 the lead. I don't know what's going to separate them from.
Not a lot, I don't think.
Bit of luck.
Yeah, well.
You can't imagine it's going to be one of them thinking it isn't going to be their day. Such has been the battle, the intensity of the battle, and the desire, as you've been saying, to stay in. It's not experienced defeat. Federer since the second round of the Athens Games against Thomas Berdych, 26 wins in a row.
Which matches that of Agassi, right? Exceeds that of Courier, who's around here doing work for Channel 7. Some very amusing court interviews. And Safin's a day older, of course, and a year older, but he doesn't look it. Looks very sharp. Federer seems to have overcome the problems with back and arm.
Seven, 8, fifth set. Federer serving to stay in the match.
Third successive game that he's notched the first point. Another shake of the head. I don't know whether that's because the 5 match points have gone, but it doesn't seem as if he's thinking about that. He's very positive in his stroke play.
Well, maybe there's the bit of luck.
Yes, Federer read it all right, but then just buckled on the second here. Stretched too far for him.
What a second serve. That must have been on the outside of the line. As good as an ace.
Yes, the new ball just hastening it that little bit. Very brave, going to the big shot too. Oh, he got him. Yorked him.
For the second Federer service game in a row. 15-40, 2 match points for Safin. This is number 6. And that is number 22. He's done it. Federer brought to his knees, quite literally. Lucky number 7 for Marat Safin. What a match. The unbeaten run comes to an end. His first defeat in 27. And maybe the best man to break the run. Marat Safin has twice tasted defeat here in a final. He's going to have another crack at it. His third. It's delight for Peter Lundgren. Sadness for Roger Federer, but he did so well to hang in a mammoth battle. 4 hours and 28 minutes. He goes through to the final just a little after his 25th birthday.
Well, he's a master of 5-set play, isn't he, Safin? 21-1 now and 8 lost. Down match point, remember, in the 4th set tiebreaker. When Federer really had 5-2 ahead in that tiebreaker, Federer served, just letting him down. It ended in glory, the match. It stuttered a bit earlier on. Wasn't quite the play from Federer that we perhaps expected. Still a match he should have won, but Safin at the end played some outstanding tennis. And as Chris says, twice a finalist here. Perhaps now he believes he can win it. 3rd time lucky.
Well, they haven't stopped clapping to the time when the announcement came. Let's hear it for Roger Federer. And rightly so, the prolonged ovation. Another night of drama in what is the 100th, the centenary of the Australian Open. This great champion bids farewell. He fought so hard to hang on to the title. And it was the giant of a man, Safin, the conqueror, who goes forwards.
And perhaps only just in a way, because of course he was the man who pushed Federer so close at the end of last year in that tiebreaker at the Masters Cup 2018 in the 2nd set. Always likely to push Federer. But the sentiment is with Federer, that standing ovation, the feeling for him, and also of course for Safin.